Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for March Comes In Like a Lion, chapter 177. When we last left our heroes, Ray went to school again and kind of pondered how, everyone else is fighting their own battles, everyone else has their own lives, and then he kind of stopped worrying about all that and went to go watch the shogi match, and we saw a little bit how this year's Shishio tournament is set up. Specifically, um, the way it works, I think I have the exact group numbers right. So the winners of the prelim group 5 and 6 play each other, and then the winner of that match plays the winner of group 4, and the winner of that match plays the 5th place in group 1. And it turns out the first match is Harunobu and that other guy in Shimada's study group. The winner of that match faces Ray, and then the winner of that match faces Shimada. So to me, that's looking like maybe we're moving into an endgame situation. Given that March does not exactly have a set in stone ending written into the plot beyond just like Ray being satisfied and content, which we've kind of reached at this point. So yeah, that's just my thoughts going into 177. So let's jump right on into chapter 177, Winter Scent Part 2. Our picture here is Nobidome continuing to run, as he always does. A good day starts with a good greeting, and he's bowing and greeting somebody. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to be. Anyway, Winter Scent Part 2. And so we open at Mikazuki-dou. For some reason, which was not where I was thinking we would be heading after last time. Ooh, how delicious! It's some old lady who's in the shop. Both of these winter flavor fuku fuku darumas are absolutely exquisite. And then we have we see a Mitarashi pumpkin, sesame honey sweet potato one. The salty sweet flavor of the Mitarashi goes so well with the pumpkin. And for the other one, when you bite into it, the rich fragrance of the sesame honey and the sweetness of the sweet potato burst out of them. So yeah, there's some kind of they're snowmen pastries is kind of the look of them. Both my son and his wife were raving about them. We see the son. These are so good. What is this? It's delicious. The girls next door came up with these. And his wife, huh? What? They're just so good. The Mitarashi and the pumpkin. It's true. Hina-chan and Akari-chan are really growing up. Is that the family from the puzzles? I forget what their last name was. But anyway, Akari brings her a cup of tea. Another cup of tea, ma'am? Oh, my apologies for taking another one. What's the granddad's name? Seiji? I think that's right. Right? Someji. And so Grandpa Someji tells her, don't worry about it. Gulp it down all you want. Both me and you were at the age where we gotta be careful when we're eating dango, Kyo-chan. If something happened to you because of my dango, I could never make it up to your husband up in heaven. So you gotta drink tea while you eat dango. So you gotta be careful, okay? So just here, we see there is some kind of long-standing relationship between Someji and Kyo. We don't get a lot of it, because it doesn't really matter. But he cares enough about it that, he would feel bad about... He wouldn't be able to apologize to her husband. Anyway. Someji gets back to seemingly more important things. So what were you saying? What did your son say on New Year's? Well, let me see. Oh, I have a feeling he saw Hina and Ray. He said that... Oh, no, never mind. Completely different. He said that he was worried about me living on my own at this point, and I should come to Kameyari to live with them. I was very happy to leave the invitation, but it's difficult for me to leave the house I lived in with Grandpa for so long. It's been over 50 years I've lived in this house, after all, and I have lots of friends and acquaintances living nearby. It's difficult for me to leave. So we're going in a completely different direction than what I was thinking. For a story pondering, old age, and the growing inability to take care of yourself in your old age. For a bit of personal info, my grandmother was recently at this age. She moved into a assisted living home a few years ago. And I remember much of these same arguments when that happened. Anyway, enough about me. So Meiji kind of scratches his head. Yeah, that's true. It's been 55 years, hasn't it? I really owe you a lot for your help with my daughter and grandchildren. You'd always lend me a hand during seasonal events. We see Kyo holding, I'm guessing, a baby Akari. Yeah, I can kind of make up the word Akari on the bib there. Girls are just so cute, aren't they? And I think that's their mom. Thank you again. We'll bring you lots of kashu mochi later. Kashu mochi is white mochi filled with red bean paste with a Japanese emperor oak leaf wrapped around it. It's fine. This is the busiest time of the year for you. I understand. Go get 'em. Those 55 years really went by in a flash, didn't they? We see an image of Kyo playing with a grade school aged Akari and a baby Hina. But if I move out of here, it'll probably be turned into an empty lot in no time. And they'll turn it into a convenience store or a small condo. It's really out of my hands, but just thinking about that happening is distressing. So, just speaking hypothetically, I feel like she's gonna ask Someji to buy her house. I don't know why. But anyway, we cut to that night. As it looks like Someji is doing some accounting, I guess, keeping track of their money. And Akari is preparing the next day's food, I guess. And we see Akari thinks silently. Grandpa, and he just cuts her off. Nope, let's buy it. No, 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 no. Okay, hold on, just hold your horses. I'd honestly like to buy it too. I've said since the old days, even if we had to take out a take out a loan, we should buy the land next door. Okay. Okay, and I've got some savings, but it's money you'll need for until you're all fully grown. Think about it this way, Akari. I'm already 75. I can't exactly go and take out a loan at this age. The bank won't even lend it to me. And even by some chance if we could, the ones who'd be saddled with it would be your generation. So yeah, we got this really kind of complex story of differing takes on old age here, which is really not what I was expecting when I started this chapter. I'm not opposed to it at all. We have the money I've set aside from working at, this is Akari. We have the money I've set aside from working at Auntie's shop in Ginza, and if we put up the Kawamoto house as collateral, we should be able to borrow the money. I can't let you go doing that, Akari. That's money. That money's money you saved up for yourself. You should be using it on you. I appreciate it, Grandpa, but it's okay. This is for me. Grandpa, I fully intend to inherit Mikazuki-dou with Hina. So this is about our future, too. So we've talked in the past about Hina's goals, and we see that Akari very much shares that. We want to uphold Mikazuki-dou, the way Mom and Grandma did. That brings a tear to Someji's eyes. Akari, if we can buy the neighbor's place, then we can connect it to this place. Then we can have customers go there to eat your freshly made confections, and Hina's and my food stand style sweets. And also, we can put out isopayaki and mini udon bowls and inarizushi and all those sorts of things. We can create an infinite loop of sweet and salty. I want the customers to be able to taste that. And then Someji just kind of freezes. Akari, you have a secret plan of making everyone else fall into that trap you fell into, don't you? Like you don't want to be the one that fell into it? And then to be continued. Okay, this was a weird little chapter. And I'm not entirely sure. So the thing about Winter Scent right now is that we have two chapters so far that are completely different from each other. The Kawamotos just don't show up in 176 besides Rei's fantasies of Hina at school. And Rei and the Shogi gang just don't show up in 177. And so I don't know what direction the arc is headed. Is it going to be about buying out this other house, and expanding Mikazuki-dou as Rei and Hina or Hina and Akari kind of set up their future? Or is it going to go, or was this just kind of a diversion, and then we go back into Harunobu, and the other guy from the Shimada group, whose name I can't remember, as they kind of square off until we get to their match with Rei. Given that wasn't really a match that gave us the general vibe of a March Shogi match. It was just kind of going on in the background. like, I could see us not really focusing on that match as long as Harunobu wins. Because I imagine if Harunobu and Rei, end up squaring off, that'll be like a several chapter affair, given that, it's Harunobu. Um, Not even my big ol' Harunobu bias, because he is the best boy. I want nothing but good things for that boy. Um, but, he's, as much as there's a rival character in March Comes in Like a Lion, he is the rival character. Um, but honestly, on my growing thoughts on March kind of moving into an endgame, even going back to, like, this chapter 2 is so looking towards the future. Akari laying out her goals for the future. Hina already did that back during New Year. This continues to make all of this feel like it's gearing up for an ending. Someji is contemplating his own retirement, his own old age, his own death, even, with the whole he can't take out alone at his age. And Akari kind of assures him Mikazuki-dou will still be there after he's gone, even if she has her own kind of comic plan for it. I don't know, this whole, like, if these two chapters have anything in common, have anything connecting them, it's this sense of a series getting ready to end. Both with the matchups that the Shishio tournament is promising, not to mention just the kind of bookending that revisiting Shishio kind of gives us. And then here, a future for Mikazuki-dou as it gets a second building, or at least more land. And Akari and Hina both make clear their intention to inherit. I don't know. It's definitely a big setup chapter. And whether that setup will be the rest of Winter Scent, if there is a rest of Winter Scent, again, we don't really know. I don't know. I'm curious where we're going with this. But the chapter we get is, again, like I kind of mentioned during the reading, is a really nice meditation on old age. Both we get from Kyo, as she's like, it might be for the best, but it hurts to leave. I've been here for 55 years, and I've watched people grow up, and this place means something to me. And I don't want to just become a condo. I don't want it to be a convenience store or a small condo. I want it to be something personal, like a home, like Mikazuki-dou. And yeah, I don't know. It's just really good. It's really nice. It's really well written. I love Someji's fears of, like, any alone he takes will have to be handled by his grandchildren. Even though, Akari and Hina are more than down for it, as they want to continue Mikazuki-dou. I don't know. There's a lot going on here. It's just a really nice chapter. A lot to really dig into. And yeah, I saw on the Hiwamata Noboru website, I think the next chapter is in, like, February 12th or something, I think I saw. Let me see if I can find it. Let me just try something else. I'm trying to back up into it, but I've been scrolling through the chapter back and forth so often that I kind of don't have that ability right now. February 12th at Japan time. So that's a good 2 or 3 weeks away. And until that time, we just kind of have to ponder this chapter. It's really nice. It's really sweet, sentimental, forward-looking, past-looking. I don't know. It's just a good chapter. It's a really good chapter. It's really sweet. And it makes me... It's not really a feeling of excitement. Normally I would say, it makes me excited to see where we go from here. But it makes me happy to see where we go from here. That's the word I'm looking for. It's happiness. It's just kind of contentment. Contentness is the vibe. So yeah, that's Trying to find a word. I didn't have a word. That's all I have to say for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!